Alright. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Chupacabra's lair. I'm your host, Larry, and we're back for some additional Staxel today. Previously, I think we were going to the beach to get sand to build a cobblestone path. We've been watering the pants off of everything plant-shaped for like the past couple of days. And we're gonna start building different things. So when you go to the beach, you're gonna need a couple of materials. Mostly you're gonna need just a shovel and some watchful eyes to look for different materials. Because previously, one of the best ways to make money inside of Staxel was to go around grabbing a whole boatload of seashells off of the shore and then going and selling them in town. And there used to be just a flood of stuff here on the shore. Anymore, there's a lot less stuff than there used to be. I think they kind of caught on to the fact that the first thing everyone was doing was going to the beach and then denuding the entirety of the wildlife. So rather than encourage people to constantly do that and nothing else... Also, why did this thing just shatter off the wall? Hello, rare mushroom. They put less stuff here. I think there's actually, like, nothing actually out here in the water. I think it just goes for a distance and then you can't go any further. But, yeah, we're gonna get a bunch of sand while we're here. We're gonna get some shells to sell. I may go ahead and grab some... Can you get saplings from palm trees? I don't think I ever... If I did check before when I was playing this, I certainly don't remember. So I got wood. I think you have to get those somewhere else if you want to grow them on your property, if you can at all. Though most of the stuff that you're going to be planting is going to be like fruiting trees that allow you to get delicious fruit. And sell it for presumably boatloads of money. That's usually the kind of the kicker with that, is it's a good investment for the long run. And so we get some fossils. Fossils in this game, you'd think you could just outright sell these, but it's like something like Stardew Valley, where you gotta crack these puppies open and see what sort of goody, juicy nougat is inside of them. And I got the achievement to find 10 fossils. Usually the way Larry finds fossils is, they decide to get handsy with him at bars. Which, I'd almost be joking about that, but that's actually a recurring problem. When my usual encounter with fossils. So we'll just grab all of these. Where is my shovel-load buffalo? I want to make sure I've got plenty of sand before we leave here. That way we don't have to constantly come back to the shore, because it takes a good solid minute or two to get over here. And when you're in the middle of a gigantic island full of goodies, but, you know, only so many hours in the day to do everything, it's kind of silly to constantly be going back and forth, so I might as well denude the beach. Like everyone used to loathe, I used to do in Minecraft. Why? Because I used to play on Minecraft servers with people I didn't like all that much, so obviously I'd go find the scenic place that they'd eventually want to build a house in their area, and I'd go take all the sand, and then I'd leave. What a time to be alive! Alright, how much sand is that? That's enough sand for right now. I think we're good. Let's go grab some more shells. And then we're gonna take the lazy, cheap way of getting back to town, because why not? That's the whole reason it's there, because otherwise I'd get horribly, terribly lost all the time. So we'll grab paw shells, other adorable, cute, voxely things, and we'll go from there. I'm not 100% sure how you open things like those shells, or not those shells, those fossils yet, but I'm sure it'll become readily apparent in no time what the dealio is there. The next thing I gotta do is get lots of stone to build other things, and to start using the various equipment along with murdering some trees to start building out our farm. Because while there's a lot of things to do in regards to growing stuff, the other half of this game is a lot like Minecraft, where you actually have to build and stylize all the new additions to your town that you might like to add. I'm also gonna go through here and catch a bunch of these insects. I do like these rhino beetles. I used to watch a lot of nature documentaries as a kid, since I used to want to be an entomologist when I was younger. And the ones that I thought were really cool was I forget what country it's in, there's a part of the world where people raise rhino beetles, these like really gigantic ones, and they have them fight in little competitions, and then, I mean, it's just kind of like a thing that young people do. It's kind of a fun little thing. Doesn't really hurt the beetles. They're rough, tough characters that do that out in nature anyway when going through mating rituals. So really, they just get fed well by whoever owns them and raised them. They get to have all of the beetle honeys if they win. And, hey, what's not to love? So I'm gonna just chop away at this giant hunk of stone before we teleport back. Since it's not too terribly late yet. And if you chop away underneath, unlike Minecraft, there's not like invisible imagination physics. The whole thing will just shatter on you, making farming certain materials a heck of a lot easier. Although, I think I might have missed out on a few things of stone that way. It didn't look like I picked all of them up. But no matter. What is this? Another rare mushroom. There are little caves that you can go check out in this game that have different mushrooms and glowing minerals in them that you use for something. I don't know. Probably to summon a Yarghoul. Nothing fancy. It'll just start eating people and raising the dead. No biggie. So let's teleport back to my house. Goes a bit faster when I'm playing single player than when I'm playing multiplayer. I will say, this game has got one heck of a loading screen problem at times that they could stand to improve upon. Did I water everything before I went wandering off into the woods? That's probably a good question for me to answer. Here's my watering can. We'll put this where this stuff is. No, I certainly did not. Okay. Let's make sure we water everything before we turn this over to the next day. That was kind of silly of me. Especially considering that I physically am doing a lot of gardening in real life for my folks. So, I've been going kind of buck wild, making sure all the plants look lovely. I rather enjoy gardening. That is a thing that I rather like. So, yeah, it's good times. What do you mean I'm out of water? I just clicked on the pond. Give me water, game. It's right here. Do the thing. Do the thing. Okay, I've clicked the shit out of it. Can I water now, please? Game? What do you... how am I out of water? I physically stood at the water. Okay, I'm in the frickin' water now. Can I water? You're out... How am I out of water? Do I have to fill in the sink or something? Previously, I could just walk up to this. Well, actually, previously, you didn't have to do... Alright, I physically saw water enter my water pail. Let me water the plants, game. Why would I even use tap water for this? Pond water is fine. Plants don't care. They're plants. Unless there's poison in it, they don't give a flying fuck. Alright, well anyway, we need to start fixing windows too, but I'm gonna start with this path, because the path gives me way more agita than the broken windows. Because I'll just put duct tape on broken windows for a while until I'm ready to fix them. I've done that before. Because I've got some outbuildings that have got really old, terrible windows in them that required some mending. They got a crack in them because the foundation started to settle. So, you know. So what happens on the 14th? Is that when, like, the festival of spring happens? Do I have to, like, sacrifice some Easter birds to Vishnuva? Is that what we're doing? Because there's a lot of stuff in this game I really didn't see before when I was playing, because, well, I play a lot of games, and I kind of get caught up in one or two of them, and then start them and don't finish them, and, you know, classic modern-day gaming syndrome, to be honest. I end up working outside and working on other projects and other videos for my tutorial channel so much anymore that I kind of get lost in the weeds, as it were. So this is all watered. Is any of this stuff ready? Doesn't really look like it. Looks like it's gonna be a little bit yet. So, yeah. Let's take a cruise around town briefly to see what's going on in here. I want to make sure that I'm not missing out on a chance to be friendlier with any of the townsfolk by, like, finding their lost underpants and returning them to them. So Jamie says, "Oh, it's nice to see a new face in town. I'm just hunting monsters. How about you?" "I'm Jamie, by the way. You should come see my game collection sometime." "Oh, hell yes. I will definitely do that." Hello, there's more of these weird random star bits. Should probably look up what those shooting star things are for. Because there's a lot of them in town all the time. You probably craft them into like a cool shining decoration, I'm sure. That tends to be the way of it. Oh, I don't want to sell you my sweet orchid mantises because I've always wanted to raise you in real life, but I have to. I don't have space for all of you, my sweets. I used to really, I mean, again, I wanted to be an entomologist as a kid, so anytime I had, like, the chance to raise, like, a cool, large insect, I did. But in the early days, before things like hobbyists on YouTube, it was really hard to get access to exotic animals as a child, because it was kind of dependent upon having access to, you know, some type of infrastructure to acquire these exotic creatures and then sell them and buy them and all that, which you can't really do, and your parents are obviously not going to set up a business just so you can have a rare bug from Africa or something. Actually, orchid mantis, I think those are from Asia or South America, but still. And so that just never quite materialized, because I found out that the lady that was selling them was trying to scam me, because she didn't know jack shit about the praying mantises she supposedly was selling, which is a big red flag. So yeah. Man, they gave me a bunch of seeds for free recently. That's kind of nifty. So I got a little bit more money, but I don't really need to plant too much more. Simply because, well, I've already got a load of stuff to water every day. That's kind of the point I am at in real life, too. It's like, I've already got so much stuff to pay attention to. Do I really need more? And the answer is, of course, yes, because I love plants and growing things and insects and birds. So there you have it. I mean, I'm outside so often that whenever I wear like a colorful shirt, the hummingbirds come over and check me out, and they're like, "Hey, you're not a flower. What is this?" So, I got some sugar beets, I guess. There's a lot of... Oh, these are for a different time of the year. Why would they give me... I guess it just to hold on to for later. I was like, why would they give me a seed for like a weird time of the year when it's in the middle of spring? That's not a thing in Colorado, by the way. Like, that is 100% like not a thing. What if you're gonna plant stuff in your garden? The growing season in Colorado, it's the middle of May right now, and it's still snowing and freezing in the middle of like everyone else's grow season. So like Colorado's got a really short grow season, so you gotta wait to put all your stuff in the ground or it'll die. And like there's no, you can only grow this food item in fall. It's, you get that shit in the ground now or else you're not gonna have it. Kind of a deal. You can grow a couple of things that way. Like, you can kind of grow radishes a little bit early because they're an underground thing, same with onions and stuff. But there's like, you can't grow squash that early. Some things just flat out don't grow that well at altitude. Like, well, frankly, beets and like turnips and stuff hate being up here. Kohlrabi, which is almost like an above ground turnip, grows really well here, and I love that plant. That's delicious, so that's what I grow a lot of. Yeah, I pinned this off. I was concerned that I lost this save, by the way, Because when I was playing before, I had to stop and go step away for a minute. And when I came back, the game was frozen. It wouldn't tab back in for whatever reason. So I thought I had to redo everything, but I didn't. So yay, didn't have to do that. I'm gonna go homicide some trees real quick, if you guys don't mind. Of course you don't. You have no say in this whatsoever until later when I might put out a poll to see if people want me to erect a massive statue of my awesome majesticness. The poll is, of course, going to read, yes, Larry, you should, of course, put a giant statue scraping the build height limit of your glorious self. Why would you not? That's just silly. So let's go homicide some trees. I'm a little less enthused about the bugs than I used to be. Again, bugs used to be a much more stable way to make money. But now it seems like they're trying to encourage you to mostly focus on building and using that to build. Because there are some things I think that still require you to use insects to build them. Like bait for the fishing. So it would make sense that they're trying to less emphasize on that. So let's just cut down a bunch of trees so I don't have to come back out here. Again, I love the fact that, like, it automatically fells the whole tree when I lightly chop it down. So I'm not constantly, like, trying to jump up in the air and chop away at all the wood blocks so that the tree saplings fall. Like, it was kind of cute in a way that lets you build certain things more interestingly in Minecraft, but not anymore. I'm just like, okay, I need the wood. I need you to let me chop this whole thing down. Okay, thanks, bye. Let's get some more stone going. And then we'll just start building that cobblestone path while I've got sand. You know, that means that I don't have a backpack right now. That means that sand is in my pocket, which means I have finally become the master. Hello, Manty. How are you? It means I have become the master of pocket sand after all these years. Not really a notable thing to bring up unless we watch King of the Hill, but I always kind of wanted to have pocket sand in D&D, and despite my DM being one of my YouTube enablers and letting me get away with all kinds of wonderful, funny nonsense, one of the things he would never let me get away with was pocket sand. And now somebody's homebrewed it pretty successfully. So I might still attempt at pocket sand. I'm not gonna lie. That might be still in my future. Why? Because I think blinding someone randomly just to be a dick would be hilarious. Because that's the only reason I'd use it. There's like a whole list of things in D&D that I usually hang on to just to snub somebody else at the most inopportune time. Like, there's no rhyme or reason for it. I've had this entire setup for, like, weeks. Just for, like, one shitty pun. It's glorious. It's the best. It's like I was waiting an entire time playing with undead characters, where they were, we were fighting these zombies called whites. That are, like, ghouls +1 or some shit. And then, like, finally, two of them decide to attack my character at once. I'm like, God damn it, two whites don't make a world! Oh, it was good times. Good times indeed. How much do I have for wood? I've got a little bit of wood. You know, just like almost 500. I've basically killed half the forest. I got a little bit of sand. Hardly not many rocks. Like, that's weird. You'd think you get more rocks out of a giant pile, but I guess the way that I've been going about chopping these down has not been the most effective at getting all the rocks. For some reason, when you cut them out from underneath, they just dissolve and they don't give you all the rocks you think you should get. Or at least I feel like I should be getting more rocks. Maybe it works the same way as everything else. It's just rocks don't give you as much because, well, breaking rocks in the hot sun is hard work. You shouldn't fight the law if you don't think it's gonna win. So yeah. We'll just chunk this. I guess I can sprint. I should be sprinting more. It's like Minecraft rules with a double tap. Am I hella lost now? Might be hella lost. Because there's not really a compass in this game. There's everybody. Yay, I found them. I like the new and improved map, because before the map was just exclusively top-down, and it was kind of janky. So, yeah. And now that I fixed my issue with, like, crap render distance, which seems to have completely gone away, even though it looked like it was limited before. I guess that was just some bug I was experiencing. We can actually, like, go do people things and build stuff and be fun about the whole thing. I should probably also chunk away at these chunks of rock on my property that are in the way. Why would I need a hammer to break this rock and not just a pick? Like, I get that this is a cosmetic thing, but it's a rock, guys. I can break I can cut a tree down with the pick, okay? Like, have you ever used a pick, a mining pick? I've got, like, a pick. You can use it to chop away at a lot of shit. I've got one. I've used it a lot. I've used it to dig holes in the wintertime. I've used it to chunk away at, like, big stones to lift them up. All sorts of stuff. Like, it's not really a thing. Where's my hammer? Fine. Yet, for some reason, this just counts as wood, so what the fuck? I don't get it. But I guess maybe there's not something to get. So let me get all these barrels. If I'm going to be comedic on this, I'm going to need plenty of barrels to store the laughs in. So, yeah, gonna keep an eye out for those. Yeah, so this doesn't count as a cosmetic for some reason, but the stones that could just be stones, if I broke them with the pick, don't count as just stones that I could break with the pick. I'm not even gonna ask. There's logic to games that doesn't necessarily work with reality, so I'm just not gonna say anything. Where's my scythe? I want to see if I can get any goodies out of these. I'm loath to break these vines off of this house, though, because I live in an area of Colorado where the number of things that will healthily vine up on this ridge with all this shitty wind that I've got is very low because the wind literally whips all the plants to death in the wrong spot. So, you know. I rather like those plants and I want to keep them. But I'm sure I can plant more. Also, this makes some noise for some reason. That's kind of neat. Come on, really? That needs a hammer too? What? Come on, game. Now you're just fucking with me. And why does that take a hammer, but this doesn't? What? So random and nonsensical. That's why we can't have nice things. I was gonna make some of this cobble, wasn't I? So how do you make that? There's a lot of weird shit in here. So I need 5 raw stone and 5 sand on an assembly table, which is in town, which I think I still have enough time. Not that anyone here locks their doors. This is very much like a rural town where everyone just leaves their shit open all the time, which I'm completely fine with. Don't anybody get the idea that I'm gonna rob you blind at night. That would just be silly. Don't be like that. Don't be like that. So I need to put these in my inventory, and then I need to slot them into the table, like so. Okay, that works. I don't know how much of this I'm gonna need, so I'm gonna make quite a bit of it. Oddly, I kind of picked the right amount of sand. Just kind of, without paying attention, I have like a roughly similar amount of stone. And it doesn't take a ton to make 10 blocks of this, so I'm gonna make a bunch. Let's make 150, and then maybe I'll look and see what else requires for, like, stone decoration, requires stone and sand, perhaps. So, what do we got? Lumber liquidators. Basalt brick requires raw basalt and mortar. I don't know where you get mortar, nor do I know where you get basalt. Probably underground. What looks like a nice decoration? Brick looks nice. That requires dirt, mortar, and stone. Where do you get mortar? Mortar. Apparently you don't build it, so you must buy it from behind me. So I would need stone and dirt. I kind of like those. They look kind of nifty. Brick. Not that brick, the other brick. Large brick block. That's the one. Large, though. What does large mean? How big are these? Okay, well, I need dirt, clearly. So I'll just take these back. Do you sell mortar? Is that like a thing? Probably, because mortar is like an industrial adhesive kind of deal. Here it is. Good news, I bought enough money, or sold enough stuff to make some money. So I can get a bunch of this to make myself some bricks, but I'm going to need to get some dirt, maybe tomorrow. I'm not really sure. And I'm also going to want to start in on trees. I want to, like, immediately start building a grove. But I think that's going to require more space than I have, if that makes sense. So we're gonna have to just play that part by ear. How do I get back to my house? Oh. Wait. What the hell? Oh, everyone's at the diner right now. Okay. Let's go check all that out at the tavern. Because I've never actually been in the tavern when everyone's in there. What's going on, guys? Oh, supposedly my grandmother used to run a grocery store around here. I heard she ran off to the big city as soon as she saw her chance. Not sure what happened to the store after that, though. There's like 4 buildings here. How do you not know? Alright, what's up, Rowan? Good to see you, Larry. What can I do for you today? Let's chat. What's going on? Do we serve milk? No, why would you think that? Why would I? Okay. Larry, what can I do for you today? Any rumors? I haven't heard any rumors today. Okay, so nobody's lost anything. Where does it say everybody's, like, congregating? I guess it really doesn't say anyone's congregating anywhere. It just kind of, everyone's just kind of around. So I'm gonna leave through the back door, go to my house. What do I need to dig this up? Just the shovel? No, I need a hammer. Wait, stop. Hammer time. So I got a bunch of broken cobblestone. Or what do they call that? Rough stone pathway? Yeah. There's a lot of... This is what happens, too, with this kind of stone, too. Is you'll have it in the yard, and it'll slowly break down over time and just turn into, like, a shitty gravel path with really honking big chunks. Okay, well, that's fine. So, yeah. I guess we'll have to wait till tomorrow to finish that, so let's just do a sleep thing, and see where we go from there. Alright. Let's finish that pathway before this episode ends, because I'm feeling the need to do so. Hey, it's raining. I don't have to do shit today. Fuck yeah. I'm gonna have to dig the rest of this, it seems, which means I'll have the start of my collection of dirt to make other blocks. I'm not sure why there's, like, splits, because he's, like, split off here for some reason, but there's nothing in that direction, so... No idea why. I'll use some of this spare dirt to fill in the holes. Let's put it that way. And then my dog is here. Dog, you better get out of this trench before you get buried alive, because that's about to happen. So here's all my cobble. Let's put that here. Hi, dog, could you get the shit out of my... Alright, maybe not. The way that this game does blocks is kind of weird. Like, I'm very distinctively putting 2 blocks, but it just looks like 1. For reasons. Also, my dog is kind of slow, which might mean that I'm gonna have to pick up the dog's kennel and then teleport the dog elsewhere, because the dog is apparently... Let's just say I didn't get the smartest one in the litter. Not that that's unusual. This is basically how I've gotten every animal I've ever owned except for the horses, is by just someone's like, I've got puppies, do you want one? I'm like, sure. Why not? Like previously, my most recent dog, because I haven't had one in years, was a Shar-Pei Golden Retriever mix. And she was the daughter of my brother-in-law's dog and like his brother's dog. They didn't get spayed in time. So there you have it. Stuff happens occasionally. So let's chunk this. I miss that dog. I named her Tiju. She was the biggest puppy. She was a Shar-Pei Golden Retriever mix, which meant that, well, she had a lot of Shar-Pei traits. A lot of extra skin that was kind of cute. And then she had like a really soft patch of fur on her head, which I always loved to pet. I miss my dog. Okay, Freya, you are the dumbest dog. You are getting picked up and put to a safe place until I can make sure you don't die of suffocation beneath the earth. My goodness, what am I to do with you? In fact, let's chop this off the house so I can actually put stuff here. So this doesn't look silly. That's better. What's up, Freya? Okay. That reminds me, I need to start playing God of War and recording that because I'm a giant Norse mythology nerd and I want to share with people and ramble on about how much I love Norse mythology, so prepare your butts for that too. Hope everybody's looking forward to it. Yeah, this is looking good. I like it. I'm gonna pause here for right now and see where we go from there. I will catch you guys later. Hope you've been enjoying this series so far, and bye.